Hello everybody, welcome back to Alkaline Hydroxide 784, and here's a special episode for y'all. Well, this will be, I don't know whether it's an aside or an extra. I'm leaning more towards extra, so on those lists, and I'll put the older videos that fit in there as well. So for more details, watch the updates video that I'll be uploading soon, or maybe already uploaded, so yeah. So today, as per the title, we'll be looking at the idea of the commonly known but not commonly used phrase, Jack of all trades, master of none. I thought of doing this because there's this show that I watched called How Do You Play? So it's a Korean variety show where Korea's national MC Yoo Jae-suk does different things. Well, even though the PD is the one who's kind of forcing him to do some of the things at the beginning especially. But the thing is, he actually does decently well at all of these things. So once he learns how to do it, he kind of does what he learned pretty effectively. So it can be stuff like, the first one was playing drums, and then there was like some singing, and then some cooking and stuff like that. And these things are like he's learning this for the first time. And his main job doesn't involve all of these things, Of course, that doesn't mean he's like some professional or someone who does this for 10 years or something, but he is very good for learning those things for the first time. So in that sense, it seems like he's kind of like a jack of all trades as well. So he is a master of his main profession, but at the same time, he's able to do all these various things pretty well. But like this just inspired me to maybe think about this episode, but the real underlying reason why I even have this thought when I watch this show is me. Yes, I totally relate to this phrase, Jack of all trades, master of none. Even before the show started, even before I went to JC, that kind of time. So this is a phrase that I resonate with so much. Well, do you know why? Well, I have many interests and maybe many things I'm good at if you want to consider that subjectively. Even though I have all these things, I never really feel like a master of anything. I even considered writing about this topic for my personal essay once, but I didn't because I didn't really know how to write it, so Yeah, okay, cool. So what's the big deal about this phrase? Like, why are you suddenly so into this phrase, Jack of all trades, master of none? Well, before we continue, I would like to ask both myself and all of you, is this a good thing or a bad thing? As in, is being a jack of all trades, a master of none, a good thing or a bad thing? I'll give you 10 seconds to think about it. Okay, done. Let's start. So all of this while, you've always known the phrase like this, right? Yeah, jack of all trades, master of none. But what if I told you it was a lie? The full phrase is actually this. Yes, there is more to the story. I only knew about this when I was watching a TSL video. It's TSL referring to the... Wait, what's the full... Okay, but you know what I'm talking about, the Singaporean life or something. Okay, never mind. They have a YouTube channel, so just go and look at that. And they mentioned this. So yeah, the full thing is actually Jack of all trades, master of none. But better than a master of one in a way. In the sense, I kind of forgot what they actually wrote there. Just read it yourself. But that's the general idea of the full phrase of that particular saying. So does this revelation change anything? Yes, of course it does. It gives you another way of looking at this particular thing. Like, instead of feeling bad that you aren't a master of anything, at least you are good that you know many skills. Like, even if you're a jack at it, like you're just a normal person who kind of is decently good at these skills, as compared to someone who isn't exactly good, like hasn't actually bothered to go and learn all these smaller skills, but is instead just a master at one single thing. In that sense. Of course, in reality, that's not really what people do I'm pretty sure everyone has at least a few skills that they know. But instead of thinking about it like the very, very basic stuff that everyone should know, you think of it like things that people maybe have an like optional, in the sense it's optional to know these skills. And definitely knowing the skills will definitely make you better than someone who only knows one skill, even if they know that skill really, really well. Yeah, so this whole concept is what I feel makes this How Do You Play show, and also the predecessor to this show, because it's the same PD who did the show, like the previous show Infinite Challenge, which of course had more people in it. Yeah, so like these shows are so great because of this particular concept. Like the members will get to do a variety of things, many things that they probably never would otherwise, like they would otherwise never get to do these things. And not only does it provide prime entertainment to all of us because they're doing it for the first time, they experience the challenges of doing the thing, or they experience the new things that come with doing this particular thing. And we also feel the same excitement and nervousness and struggle that they feel while they're doing those new things. And at the same time, it's not just a prime entertainment, it also gives them new lessons. So the members get to learn from the thing that they're doing. It's not just like they get money from the show, they also get many valuable lessons, they get to learn many new skills. And I think that makes the show truly great because, yeah, it's beneficial in more than one way. And of course, I think the K variety industry is also pretty great because of things like this, like the fact that they're so innovative and they know how to make things happen in more than one way, have more than one kind of benefit. And if we look at it, the people who tend to thrive in that industry are those who have multiple talents. Even if they have one main profession, if they happen to be good at something else or a few other things, then they end up being the ones who are really popular and are really well loved. But that's just the K variety world. What about in the real world where we just have office jobs and very different skills, not exactly singing, dancing or anything, but more of using your Excel sheet or using, I don't know, Zoom. that kind of stuff is the norm. Well, it's no different. You still need, like, the same concept still applies. And why? Well, skills are transferable. Transferable. Yes, I know it sounds like really cliche, but it's true. You might be wondering how your random talent in something, of course, I'm using even examples that may not otherwise make sense in the office world, even if you are just like good at singing, but your work has nothing to do with it. It might still be useful for your work. Well, okay, I mean, one way is maybe you have a talent show and you sing to all your co-workers and then get a promotion from that. But no, I'm not talking about that. But instead, what I mean is because you know how to sing, for example, like you're good at that thing, you've probably learned certain skills that come with, the singing. It's not just knowing how to sing, but certain methods or techniques that you use to learn and practice and become good at the thing. And these skills instead can be transferable to a different work, like a different kind of thing. Like for example, practice making perfect. You know that because you sang something again and again and again and you became good at it. Likewise, you can use the same skill, like you can use the same knowledge in a different thing. So that's why I feel, there is this sense of transferableness in terms of the skills. And there's quite a few overlaps between seemingly different things. Yeah, so cool, great. It's good to be good at many things because, as I mentioned just now, even if it's something that seems really distant, you can still use the skills or you can use certain knowledge in one thing to apply to another thing and do other things well. Compared to someone who only knows the other thing but doesn't know the first thing, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So it is good to be good at many things. So what about being good at many things then? So what's the next thing you have to tell us? Well, I advise all of you to actually pursue your interests and dreams because, yeah, I'll tell you the reason later, but you have to do it because, like, even if they're really hopeless, like me trying to do a YouTube channel or me trying to actually be funny for once, it seems pretty hopeless. Or even if they're really small and insignificant, like trying to make a good system to write your to-do list, but you never ever follow that. Or maybe trying to make good memes. Who knows, that's probably a very useful skill. even if you even if you think it is one of those things, like that kind of a skill, you should still follow it and learn how to do those things, because interest is kind of important here in order to learn something. So that's what my advice would be. So how do you go about doing that? Well, if you want to follow what I do, which is literally signing up for 3 CCAs at one go, yeah, it's a very, very doable thing. I say sarcastically. Or trying to run a YouTube channel, trying to go for like art and yoga class on the weekends, etc., etc., etc. Do all of those things at the same time. You get the idea. You probably feel way too overwhelmed because yeah, I'm just weird. Yeah, but if you're like me, then please do PM me. I need to chat with you. Like seriously, I need to chat with you. Yeah, so I don't ask y'all to be like crazy like I am, but instead, if you have time, like if you actually have time, but how do you figure that out or do it objectively? If you just feel busy even though you're wasting half that time, then you're not actually busy. You can just use that time to do something else instead of procrastinating your report. Yeah. And if you realize that you actually have the time, then you can try something you've always wanted to do. Of course, we have noticed that this has definitely been the case right now not right now, but earlier last month during the circuit breaker. Although honestly, I don't really know if it's their true passion. If that was really the case, then wow, I didn't know baking was so passion inducing. Oh well. Well, but anyways, at my house, trying to bake is really hard because if we bake, the oven just strips up the power. So we don't really do it. So yeah, I'm not sure if like baking is super passion inducing, or if it's just that Singaporeans have like zero creativity and therefore just choose to bake. Of course, this isn't true. Just look at all the beautiful memes from GE 2020. They do have creativity. Give them a chance. So yeah, just do something, like follow the things that you actually want to do or you think you could be good at. Then you should definitely give it a try. And you know what? Like, given my current situation, I could definitely say that the best time for exploring many new things, quite weirdly, is uni. Yes, uni. After you're finished losing your mind and soul to national exams, now you can slowly find them again in your 3 or 4 or 5 year journey here in uni. And you're also kind of the right age for this. Because you're old enough to go stay in a dorm on your own and know what you're doing for real because you actually chose your major, unless you didn't have a choice because your results weren't good. But okay, to some extent you had a choice, some amount of choice, I guess. But at the same time, you're young enough to not lose energy quickly. I realize the merits of being 20 when I see my parents. Yeah, so please do enjoy the fact that you're young. And do many things without really forgetting the fact that you have other things going on too. And in fact, this is one of the reasons why I'm doing bioengineering. Because, yeah, most a lot of people don't have a choice. They just end up doing it because that's the only thing that could fit their grades. But I chose to do this, so oh well. And the reason why is because my identity is literally like jack of all trades. I kind of resonate with that so much. And bioengineering gives the same vibes. It's like a little bit of everything. So for example, I can go and do computer science and stuff because I only know Python, but at the same I might enjoy it a bit, but I don't think I would really want to spend the rest of my life just doing code. You know what I mean? And I can't really do medicine, or maybe I could. Like, that's probably the one other thing that I could in theory do. Because I probably would have a nervous breakdown if I hear anything about the circulatory system. Well, that's a story for another time. And I'm not exactly into surgery kind of stuff and the stressful lives of doctors apparently. And of course, I can't do humanities because I'm not that great at it. Like seriously, my history be great, like creeping out from the corner. No, but seriously, wouldn't really want to be writing essays every day. So because that's the thing that comes to my mind when you say humanities, lots of long essays, and I don't like that. Although I do like the humanities, I don't like writing essays. And of course, maths. Even though I'm good at maths, I definitely wouldn't want to do a math major because I'm not that into literally all the aspects of math. I'm more of a calculus and trigo kind of person. And of course, I want to do other things too. I don't want to just do maths. Yeah. You get the point. In other words, I like to do a bit of everything, and bioengineering is a perfect major for that. Yeah. So, yeah, just you gotta plan what you want to do. Just don't just jump into uni like it's some kind of unplanned trip to JB or something. Make the most of it. Find out all of your interests, try them out, and come out better knowing yourself and knowing more things in general. But what if you don't actually know where to start? Like you don't even know what your interests are or what you're good at or anything. Well, I guess my next piece of advice would be to ask other people. I I thought maybe this would be a good way of doing it, and I tried it out because I obviously need to try out something before I preach it to other people. So here's what I did. I went to my WhatsApp status and then I asked this thing in my WhatsApp status. I asked people to tell me something that I'm good at that I don't really know. And I hope to get some responses, and I hope that I wouldn't look too, narcissistic or something. Yeah, I actually have a bit of an inferiority complex, so yeah, that's my biggest weakness, I think. Until I actually feel confident about something. So it's definitely true that there could be certain things that I'm actually good at, but I don't even know, or I don't think I am good at. Yeah. But the thing is, I hope for responses, right? Yeah, it massively failed. Only one person responded. But thank you so much for that response, though. It's really nice of you. So yeah, the conclusion of this is that you should not use your WhatsApp status to ask people because it's not gonna work. You're just gonna be awkwardly wasting your 24 hours of time hoping that someone will reply to you. So yeah, don't use this method unless you are really, really popular. Unlike me, I'm definitely not popular. And I don't really PM people all that much, so I guess yeah, no one really want to reply to my status. So instead, what I would suggest is to ask people individually, like actually PM them and ask them. But please don't pressure them to answer the question because that will be kind of awkward, you know. Or you can just ask them up like face to face if you are able to. Maybe that will work way better. Yeah. So after doing all of this, maybe you'll find inspired to do something. Like you feel inspired to do something because people may say, "Oh, you're good at this thing." Then you'll be like, "Oh, wait, that means I should definitely try this and see if I'm actually good at this thing, or try to develop that particular skill more." Or if you're not able to actually get responses, like you had the same success rate as I did in this particular experiment, then you just have to think about your own life, like start to think more deeply about what you like to do out of the things that you normally do, and then try to find something that seems like a passion, and then create stuff that you probably would want to do, and then go and try those things. So yeah, go and do it, go and learn new things. Yeah, great. So if all that I've been saying so far didn't convince you, then consider this final thing that I have to say. A jack of all trades isn't necessarily a master of none. In fact, they are a master of learning. And there goes the PAP or whatever van, like blasting out their loudspeaker. Oh no. Okay. So go be a master of learning. Enjoy it, and hopefully you'll get to use the transferable skills. I can't even pronounce transferable properly. What is wrong with me? Uh, I've got to be I've got to be thankful to my mom though, because I probably inherited my enthusiasm for doing things from her. I mean, doing too many things. I mean, yeah, I've probably inherited that from her, and I hope that you will obtain such enthusiasm too. Maybe not for doing too many things, but for doing many things. Yeah, that works. So if this was too long and you didn't focus, let me just summarize everything up for you in these last three sentences. Sorry, last two sentences actually. First one, don't feel bad about not being a master of none if you are indeed a jack of many trades. And the second sentence is strive to be a jack of many trades, in fact. Yeah, like do try to be the jack of many trades because it will help you more than not being a jack of any of the trades. You know what I mean? Like try to at least learn a bunch of things rather than only learning once. Like only learning one kind of thing. So yeah, of course this thing is going to be told to you in a different way when your uni starts. Maybe your teacher will tell you try not to be too specialized in one single thing, go and learn many different things as well. So it does apply to uni life as well. So do think about it, think about what you want to do in your life if you haven't properly thought about that yet. And even if you already accepted your uni major and stuff, do spend some time to think about this so that before uni starts you can, have a better idea of what you're trying to do. And with that goal in mind, if you can just wander around and then search for things that might fit your bill. You don't really have to be like super sure of what you want to do immediately, like, oh, I want to join this CCA, but instead you can use what you want to do and then go to a CCA fair and then see, oh, look, these CCAs actually fit my interest, so let me join them. And then just go and do it, don't hesitate. Because if it's your first year especially, you probably shouldn't be hesitating to join a CCA. It's easier to join first and then experience it, and if after that consider whether you're busy or not before you then after that you can leave whichever ones you don't like, rather than just not joining it to begin with, because then you'll be really hesitant to join a CCA because you'll think, oh no, I'm going to be too busy if I join it. So it's better to just join it first and then think later. Yeah, this is the one time where you should do it first and then think later, because that actually works. It helps you in a way. Like you shouldn't miss out on opportunities. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks for listening to probably what I would actually talk about if I had a TED Talk. Yeah, great. If you found this video useful and you like my advice and stuff, if you want me to make stuff like this, then please press the like button and subscribe. And with that, I would like to say thank you and bye.